Good morning, YouTube. It's your girl, Alex. I'm coming to you this morning to talk a little bit more detail on the business credit cards that I discussed in my last video. If you want to learn a little bit more about why I chose those cards and some of my experiences with those cards, I'll refer you there. But today, I want us to really cover some of the specs of those cards so that way you can make some good choices when it comes to applying for your business credit cards. So I'm going to share my screen with you, and so I'll start here with the first card because I have two with Chase, and so we'll be covering two at the same time. You can just go to the Chase Credit Cards website, or just follow the links above the comments, and you can take a look at all the cards there and take you directly there. But let's jump right into it. So two of the business credit cards that I currently have are the Inc. Business Unlimited credit card and the Inc. Business Cash credit card. Chase has this nifty thing where they just let you compare them, but there's a reason I'm not going to do that because I want to show you one that I don't have, just in case some of you may be interested in it. So, great thing with these two cards is that they both offer the opening APR of 0% for 12 months. Can't really beat that. A lot of business credit cards do it, but not all of them. Another important thing for me was a 0 annual fee. I'm trying to save money, not pay more money. And so these two cards both offer that. Great thing with Chase is when you have one, it does not make you ineligible for the other. You can have both. And I didn't skip this, but I just wanted to focus on it last, is that both of these cards offer a cash back bonus for new card members. And so essentially what that means is after you spend $7,500 in your first 3 months, they will give you enough points that is equivalent to $750. Now, I will say on one of these cards, when I got it, the amount was not 75. It wasn't 7,500 points. It was, I think, 5,000 points, which was $500. So it looks like they've really ramped up one of the bonuses. I can't remember which one I started with that didn't have it that way, but now they're both exactly the same. Honestly and truly, the only difference between these two cards is going to be your cash back. The Inc. Business Unlimited card offers you an unlimited 1.5% cash back on everything. Meanwhile, the Inc. Business Cash card offers you 5% on select categories. And so what Chase does is pretty anomalous. I'm sorry, not anomalous. Analogous. It compares to their personal cards that they offer. And so with that, just like the Freedom card, which I can cover some personal cards as well separately, there's a card that has categories where you can ramp up on extra points in special categories that they designate, or you can just be more concerned about your everyday purchases that will guarantee you the 1.5%. So either way, you're in a good space. I opted to go with both. Right now, I don't make a big distinguishment between what I use for what, but as time goes on, I probably will start doing that because that's what I do on the personal side. Now, the card that I do not have and that I do not want is the Inc. Business Preferred credit card. Nothing's wrong with it. Looks like an amazing card. You start off with 100,000 bonus points after you spend $15K in the first 3 months. Biggest thing I don't care for is the annual fee. Some people don't mind an annual fee. I do. And then also, this particular card does not offer any kind of entry APR as of today, which is March the 4th, 2021. All of that stuff is subject to change. It doesn't mean that it wouldn't change, but as it stands right now, this card does not offer this. And so this card is really advertised for big spenders. And with that, you get 3 times points on shipping and other select business categories. You'd have to look at your disclosures when you got the card to determine what those categories are. But just reading this up front, it looks like it's big on logistics businesses that have a lot of shipping needs, whether it's FedEx, UPS, or anything like that. And then, of course, here's a couple other cards. I won't go into detail about them because they all have annual fees. And my goal is to save you money, and that's about it. The only one is the United One Travel Business Card, 0 annual fee for the first year, but after that, still $99. So, I'll stop on that. Moving forward, next card that I have is the BB&T Bright card. Um, I have only used this card, I think, once thus far. I haven't needed it just yet, but I just applied for it, I think, in January. Um, BB&T really was not on my radar until someone recommended them, I believe. I know currently they're going through a merger with SunTrust to become Truist, but right now, kind of how I explained in the last video, they're still operating as two separate entities, so they still have their own product line, which can be a benefit in some cases. So a little bit more about the BB&T Bright card. Super cool. Again, another 0% APR for 15 months. I strongly feel like my 0% APR is only 12 months, although I just got it in January. So again, that shows you how quickly it can change. Um, Another one, no annual fee. And so after that 15 months are up, you can look at a variable interest rate of 11.24 to 20.24, which essentially is like any other credit card. Most credit cards have a variable interest rate that can change with the market fluctuations. So it can be as low as or as high as. It has some extra perks on the card as it relates to travel advantages, rental car insurance, all of that stuff. It's cool. It's good to have, good to know. Very similar to what most cards are offering these days because a lot of these benefits are backed by either Visa or Mastercard. There is another card that was recommended to me that has a better point structure than this one in particular, and I don't want to stray off too much to try to find it. But I remember the big reason why I chose this one is because that one only had 9 months 0% APR, and the Bright had 15. And for me, my priority was the longer 0% APR because that means you can hold a balance, pay it off slowly, and not get charged any kind of fees to do that. As long as you're making your minimum payment, you're good to go, and that's what I like. Next card is going to be American Express business card. I gave you all that funny story about American Express. I will save that again for another time. But they also have a cool compare feature. And when you come to the main page, it actually takes you straight there to be able to compare these cards. Biggest one, the one that I have is here. So just to be clear, I have the Blue Business Cash Card. There are others, as you see, the Blue Business Plus Credit Card, and then Business Platinum and Business Gold. And I actually love this website. You can see the title and the picture as you scroll. That's pretty phenomenal. Big thing is with the one that I have, again, another 0% APR for 12 months. And after that expires, after the 12 months, it's 13.24% to 19.24%, which is the exact same I see over here for the Business Plus Credit Card. Okay. And the Platinum and Gold, they give you bonus points, which essentially become dollar value equivalent in some form or fashion, however they calculate it. So, big thing is the card that I have. You have it offers cash back, no annual fees, expanded buying power. So that is very interesting. When you log into your American Express portal, they let you essentially go over your credit limit. So say if you have a purchase that you need to make and it might be $500 or $1,000 over your credit limit. So I think my limit, I think I said for this card is $9,000. So say if I had a purchase, if I was at zero to start and I had a purchase for $9,500 that I needed to make. American Express has a very cool little tool where you type in how much you need to spend and it will let you know if it will be approved. So you know in advance before you go and try to run the card and it gets declined. So the thing is, I don't know exactly how much it'll allow you to go over. I haven't had to necessarily utilize it, but I have utilized the little tool online to kind of speculate. I think when I typed it in, I think it, from what I typed in, it cut me off at like 11K, which is 2K over what I'm actually approved for, which I think that is pretty awesome. So that way, you know, you're not stopping business action and flow based on a credit limit. You just make sure you pay it back. Important thing there. And so, no annual fee, big thing there. You can apply online. I applied over the phone. I don't have a preference for how I do it. It all depends on if I feel like talking on the phone. I told you all before, not a lovely phone person. So there's that. Um, rest of the page just gives you a little bit more information about the cards. So again, I have the Blue Business Cash card, but it looks like the Blue Business Plus credit card seems pretty good too, because it has the exact same specs for the most part, um, and the same introductory APR. Not covering the Business Platinum or the Business Gold. Um, you just see here they have higher spends to be able to get any kind of bonus. Um, I don't think Amex, they offered a bonus in specific categories. I think it was like FedEx. It was like shipping categories, things that weren't relevant to me. So, and I don't remember exactly what it is. So, I don't want to lie to you. But I'd also add, as you see here, annual fees, annual fees. I will tell you one thing I really do like about American Express on the business and the personal side is that the customer service is outstanding. I've never had poor customer service from American Express. So, there's my plug for that. Last card that I have on the business side is the Navy Federal business card. It is literally the only one they have, so you won't get lost looking for it. Um, big thing with this one, they do not offer an introductory APR, and I think it's because they don't have to. But also above that, it's a good card otherwise. I mean, when it comes to business credit cards, sometimes it's hard to find ones that are um, open to small business. So it's a big deal to even be able to find a good solid credit card with a good solid institution. Annual fee $0. Interest rate is prime plus 5.9, and so prime is the market fluctuation. Prime always changes, so that's why they don't put a number there. I think right now, I'm not gonna lie to you. I know last month prime was like 3.275 or 3.75. It moves, and so essentially whatever that number is, you'll add it to this number, and then you will get your interest rate. So if it was just three, that will bring the interest rate at the best to 8.9. That's not saying you'll get the best because I don't think I got the best either. So, but it's no big deal. The biggest thing is if it allows you to do what you need to do to get your business going or keep it moving, then it's all good. The reward structure is 1 point per dollar spent. Um, that you accumulate. Very simple card to the point. I didn't touch on this, but all of the cards allow you to have multiple card holders. I know for sure Chase allows you to set spending limits on those multiple cards. So if you have an employee that you need to have a card for any reason, you can put a cap on how much they can use on their card. Their card will also accumulate points for your overall account, but they will not have access to the account. So that's pretty good as well. And you can lock. I know Chase has a cool feature. I don't think the other ones do. American Express might, where you can lock the card in your app, lock it and unlock it, versus replacing the whole card or just cutting it off. You can lock, unlock. I think it's super cool. Um, one thing I didn't realize about this card, it says available as Visa or Mastercard. I know typically that depends on um, geographical regions sometimes as to what's prioritized. I think in my life I've only had one MasterCard, and everything else has been Visa. So there's that. One other cool thing, no foreign transaction fees. So if you're traveling and you're using your credit card in Germany, there's not a foreign transaction fee. So that's cool. I didn't know that until I'm telling you. And so, excuse that. It says great for travel expenses. And then you can start redeeming your points at $1,000. Start redeeming at 1,000 points for cash, travel, and gift cards. Rewards up to 1% return on each dollar spent. Okay. So 5,000 points can get you a $50 gift card from Best Buy. 10,000 points can get you $100. I always just move the decimal place over 2 times. Start there. 1, 1, 2, 50. 1, 2, 100. I mean, that's the easiest way for me. Additional benefits with Visa. Again, some of those same things I mentioned that are offered through Visa. And then different benefits with MasterCard. And then click Learn More to learn more. And so I will say one thing about the Navy Federal application process, much of it has to be done over the phone. I mean, there's a paper application you have to complete to get into their business solutions. Um, and then you have to submit it and scan it in as you see over here. Fill it out. It is rather annoying, full disclosure, but I think the relationship with Navy Federal definitely is worth it. Customer service is stellar. I never had bad customer service. Um, I've heard things I didn't want to hear from customer service, but never bad customer service. So if you're able to get squeezed into Navy Federal, highly recommend it. These are the 4 cards that I have that I spoke on the last video on the business side. And if you have any questions, per usual, drop them in the comments. I'll be in the comments and meet you there. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up. If you don't, give it a thumbs up. I'm just kidding. Just tell me let's talk. But other than that, I think it's pretty solid information. Like, share, subscribe is greatly appreciated. And I will see you next time.